So I want to start with Andrew Tate. I know you talked a little bit about on your channel about the ban. I have been very vocal that I've disagreed with him on a number of things in terms of the clips that I've seen that have been cut and that are out there online. And I'll take some issue with what he said here. And they're not all the time. Sometimes I agree with something he said, but a lot of times I find myself disagreeing. But I've been very vocal that I don't believe that he should be banned, and that the recipe for a functioning society is more conversation, not less. Yeah. So what do you think, though, was their real motivation for banning him? Because it's not going to stop his comment from being disseminated.
It's going to get worse.
Right. So talk about that a little bit.
Well, I don't know why they did it. I can't say why exactly, but I just think it's weird. It's a little strange how a lot of men, a lot of male kind of content creators or men who are advocates for men's rights, when they post on platforms like TikTok or Instagram, they're often flagged. Like there's a girl named Just Pearly Things that had a million follower account on TikTok, just got banned randomly. She doesn't ever incite for violence. Yeah, she doesn't incite for violence. She doesn't do anything wrong except for point out biological and statistical facts. But she was banned on TikTok. While people can just be openly misandrist on TikTok, say, and literally call for violence against men, and nobody bats an eye. So I don't know why exactly he got banned, but I just think it's a coincidence how anybody who talks about male problems and talk about things from a realistic, statistical, and biological standpoint tends to get banned. And I think the same thing happened with Andrew Tate. He was getting too powerful.
You can't talk about biology in 2022 without it being a problem. Yeah, you can't talk about facts. You can't talk about everyone who's grounded in some degree of fact now is getting shamed for it or getting taken down for it. So I didn't know that about Just Pearly Things. I know her YouTube channel. I've watched some of her content, but I didn't know that about TikTok. That's fascinating, really, really interesting.
Yeah, so it's just... There are literal calls for violence. On The View, there are women talking about cutting a man's penis off and throwing it in the dish or the garbage disposal. Everybody's laughing. Nobody bats an eye. On Wendy Williams, one of the biggest shows in America, she openly told a married woman that she should steal her husband's semen to impregnate herself to trap him or something. No, they weren't married. They were dating. And they were engaged, and she said she should steal her husband's semen in order to entrap him. Nobody bats an eye. But Andrew Tate goes on and says some of the things that he says, and he's banned. So I just think it's a coincidence. It's just one of those things.
So what do you think the effect is? Because I think that's true. I think there's a double standard about who is allowed to have a voice and who this. And when I say people in power, it depends on who that is. It's media companies. It's some bureaucrats, some politicians, sometimes big pharma gets involved depending upon what you're talking about. But the effect of it is usually that the person who's been banned gets a bigger presence because all of those people they've inspired or all those people that have been drawn to them now feel like they're under attack and say, okay, we've got to band together and we're going to just get his content out more and more because they can't ban everybody.
Yeah, that's the
So
thing.
Is that what you think is going to happen with Tate?
Yeah, I think he's going to become more powerful. He's going to have to use a different strategy, but it's going to draw more kids to him. And the thing is, what people don't understand is the best part about open communication is it allows you to go against dogma. It allows, if somebody says something stupid, I can make a counterpoint to prove that that person's stupid. Most people can see that that's stupid and they're going to judge based on what they believe is right. When you silence people, you give them more, like you said, you give them more power. And not only that, when you try to make certain conversations taboo, only people of both sides of the extremes are going to have that conversation now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're in a situation where people who used to have power, a lot of power in the past, we got this new thing called the internet, and now they're trying to find a way to keep that same power, and it ain't gonna happen because it's just it makes access easier. Yeah. So and I think the reason I could give like maybe a hypothetical reason for why this is happening, and it's because misandry or empowering women in some kind of way is very profitable. It's very profitable. Like when you look at feminine. Maybe you want to go down some other topics. I don't want to go down
I want you to talk. I want it to be free flowing. Feel
sometimes
free.
I get going. I actually start.
That's why you're here.
Yeah, when you talk about like feminism and why certain companies and brands may be promoting it the most, it's because there's money in it. Women buy things. Women, 65% of all consumer debt is owned by women. When you look at who benefits from telling women that they should abandon family to go into the workforce, and that is more empowering to fold pants of the banana republic. Who benefits from that? Companies. Now you have two times the people in the workforce. Therefore, the cost of labor goes down, and you can tax more people. You get more money from taxes. So, like, who benefits from women being at work all day and now they can't cook because they have no time? McDonald's, because now we all have to go out to eat. People are getting fatter. So, like, when you look at who might be responsible for some of these things, you have to look at who's benefiting from it. And there's a huge benefit and incentive, financial incentive, especially for platforms like Instagram, who openly sell stuff to mostly women. And there have been studies about this that show that women are 2 times more likely to buy from social media advertisements. So they have an incentive, a financial incentive, to cater to women, to a certain audience.
If you like the short clip, you can catch another one here, or you can catch the full episode right here.